Hey there, friends, and welcome back to another 3-Minute Thoughts. My name is Derek, and each weekday we take a few minutes to walk through another chapter of the New Testament this year, just enough time to kind of break down what's being said, give us space to understand, and then navigate what it might mean for our lives today. Today, we're going to be in Luke chapter 17. This chapter moves through a few different moments, but they all cycle around one idea. What does real faith actually look like in everyday life? That's a question that we all probably should wrestle with in our own lives. So Jesus starts with a warning about causing others to stumble, especially those who are vulnerable or just beginning to find their way. In other words, how we live doesn't just affect us, it impacts others more than we often realize. Then he talks about forgiveness. And not just once. He says if someone wrongs you and comes back asking for forgiveness, even multiple times in the same day, you forgive them. Now, that's not natural. Most of us like to keep score. We don't say we like to keep score, but we do. We remember patterns. We draw lines. We can remember the offenses more than the kindness that's been shown. But Jesus is pushing toward a different kind of posture, one that reflects grace more than resentment. At that point, the disciples respond in a very honest way. They say, increase our faith. Which makes total sense because everything he's describing feels bigger than what they currently have. And Jesus responds with something surprising. Faith the size of a mustard seed is enough. You see, it's not about massive, impressive faith, just real, genuine faith. Even small faith that is authentic, all about trust in God and his completion for you, can move things. Even mountains, like that mustard seed illustration. Then he tells us a short example about a servant doing their work. The point isn't about status, it's about humility. Faith isn't about recognition, it's about faithfulness in what's been given. Then we get one of the most memorable moments in the entire chapter. 10 men with leprosy call out to Jesus for mercy. He tells them to go show themselves to the priests, and as they go, they're healed. But only one comes back to say thank you. 1 out of 10. And Jesus notices that one. Not because he needs gratitude, but because gratitude reveals awareness. It shows someone recognizes what's been given. And then the chapter closes with Jesus talking about the kingdom of God. People are asking when it will come, and Jesus says something interesting. It's not something you'll point to and say, oh, there it is, because the kingdom of God is already in your midst. That was shocking to them. It's not just a future event, it's actually something that begins here, now, in how people live and trust and respond in day-to-day life. So what does Luke 17 bring to the focus for us? Faith isn't just belief in an idea. It shows up in how we forgive, how we stay humble, in our gratitude. It shows up in how we trust, even when it's in small things. So maybe the question for today is not, do I have perfect faith, but is my faith actually shaping how I live? That's it for today. Be well, friends.